The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
Alongside Carson-Newman baseball coach Tom Griffin, I'm Michael Watching, and this is the Eagles Sports Network as the Eagles open their weekend against Limestone and Pfeiffer. And, Coach, before we hop into those teams, this weekend, outside of some wins, this weekend is a success if what happens?
Well, outside the wins, I think, one, you always want to get through a weekend with no injuries and everyone being healthy. I think it's just understanding each other's abilities and playing to our own abilities, not trying to do too much. Just play within ourselves, be the best version of ourselves while we're out there. And I think just understanding how the game goes, the ebb and flow. We have a lot of young players, and I think them understanding how to handle the adversity of the game, 2 at-bats, 2 strikeouts, how do they handle the next at-bat? I think seeing how they handle that adversity is something we want to continually grow and get better at.
You mentioned some of those young guys. You've had a chance, obviously, to scrimmage yourselves a lot here the last couple weeks. How do you think that these guys have handled things in preparation for the regular season?
The one thing that helped was playing Tennessee Wesleyan this past weekend because that's an outstanding ball club. They were all juniors and seniors, a lot of quality arms, great ball club. And I think our young guys did very well. And, in fact, some of our upperclassmen noted the way they went about the game and the way they handled things was very good. So that was very promising, no question about it. Some of the arms, again, one guy made a comment, you just can't throw the fastball by guys anymore. Like you can maybe get away with in high school. Now you got to learn how to pitch. You got to be able to pitch with your breaking pitch. You got to learn how to pitch behind an account and figure out hitters' weaknesses. So they're starting to learn how this game has to be played, and it is a thinking man's game, and they're learning how to do that.
We talked about the pitching staff a little last week about how you have a lot of depth there, but you're just trying to figure out some guys' roles. How much will you try to kind of tinker with it this weekend to try to see what guys can do?
You want to win ball games, but you also got to figure out who can do what. The competitive side is, all right, here's the guys, we got to go. But you've got to give some guys some opportunities to see what they're capable of doing. And you don't want to wait until the middle of the year to be like, okay, let's throw out Michael here, who hasn't pitched at all in a key situation. We haven't done a good enough job developing him. So we're going to have to find ways to get guys in games to see how they handle live action. And I think the same thing goes with our hitters as well. There's got to be times we got to get guys in there in pinch hitting situations or defensive replacements to see how they handle live action.
You look at Limestone and Pfeiffer moving to the D3 ranks, but they were solid last year in Conference Carolinas. Limestone, one of the better power-hitting teams in the country last season. What do you expect from these two clubs?
Pfeiffer, even though they made that transition to D3, most of those guys are returning. Very good club. We used to play them on a year-to-year basis. We stopped it a couple years ago, but we know that they're going to be a good club. And Limestone, we play every year, enjoy that confrontation with Coach Wiley and his team. It is a very good offensive team. 2 guys in that lineup that are basically all region returners coming back that are strong, very gifted players, and most of their offense is back. Pitching-wise, there's a couple guys returning. I think they're a little bit newer in that area. But obviously offensively, the team they have is going to fit that ballpark very well, to be quite honest with you. So it's a good matchup. Most importantly, you know what you're going to get on the other side, the way they're going to play the game. You don't have to worry about the banter. The coaches take care of their players. We'll take care of ours. You play hard. You shake hands at the end of the day. You kumbaya, and everyone's happy. So that's why we're really excited about going to play this group. And the fact that we get to play 4 games allows us to even get more opportunities to see where we're at going into the next weekend.
Coach, appreciate the time. Best of luck this weekend.
Thank you for all you do, Michael.
Thank you. He's Carson-Newman baseball coach Tom Griffin. I'm Michael Watching, and this is the Eagle Sports Network.